Fallon coming through with another transfer.
Asuna just does Asuna things.
Yeah, the last time they played, 100 Thieves got 13-0'd on Ascent, running a no duelist comp, and it essentially just blew up their entire team, and has led to this formation of a roster where, honestly, they've been formed in a similar way to the Guard, where you have these diamond-in-the-rough type players that have come together underneath very respected coaching staffs. My attention, though, starts with the Guard here. First time seeing Sire player on Chamber, and Jonah P, third time ever playing Raze, less than a 1% pick rate on Raze.
Doesn't play it often, and already the action is just kicking off. Just throwing a nade straight into it, along with the stuns, the cacophony of utility just flying through. I mean, 100 Thieves, only 2 players now left standing. Derek and Will holding just behind the smoke as it does fade away now. But the Guard have got them contained, including that spike. Look at that critical positioning for it.
This is going to be a very difficult one. Will with the Headhunter, 4 bullets remaining.
Finds one. I mean, it's a fantastic start for them. Now they've converted this one. It's a 2v2. Spike in hand. Bit of room to work with. Still a minute on the clock, of course.
And you said that the Guard had them contained. But unfortunately, Net and Sire are still kind of guessing where they're at. I think they've just heard footsteps, and they'll certainly hear this fault line.
The fault line comes through, just holding the angle. That was 1 bullet left in it, and Will is popping off right now. Derek, though, just a couple of whiffs with the rendezvous in play. Will, he gets out and escapes, but he's left his teammate high and dry now in the 1v1. A quick little reload, but he swings straight into him. The frenzy in hand, short work, and that is a round on the board for 100 Thieves.
If they don't have a ton of talent, and it's actually just a good system and stuff like that, 100 Thieves are brimming with talent. This is a stacked roster.
Yeah, for so many individuals that at a moment's notice can just pop off and create those moments to turn it around.
And unfortunately, this is going to be the Guard guessing incorrectly here. A gamble stack over towards B that isn't paying off. And so they're going to be set up into a 5v5 retake with very poor weaponry. Now, for Sire player, these kind of rounds are just about seeing if you can get anything done with a Headhunter, maybe build up towards a tour de force, that kind of thing. It's actually Valorant that's closest to ultimate, though.
Sage Wall is going to be a nuisance to try and break through.
Get the knives out, boys.
Yeah, start to chip away at the wall, see if you can get any sort of damage done. But when the players on 100 Thieves just containing them, Spectres, nice little stun across. Here we go. It's getting a little bit dangerous as 2 of the players will fall. Sire player will see if he can hit the shot. Not quite. Classic right click in play, and
but the spike is heading tree here as the Guard, again, for the 3rd time in a row, tries something aggressive on the B side of the map.
Yeah, just that heavy pressure towards Arcade, but while all that was going down, you can see Asuna trying to clear through the dish. Do they expect Sire player to be up here? The angle is being played more and more. He just about gets out with his life. Sire player only 18 health, and I mean, that's risky. Spamming with the Vandal through there. Potential for the counter spam. Players just waiting now for smokes to fade. Orbital strike online, just bang, want to opt to use it. Satra's coming through, now straight onto the site. That was actually being used by the Guard. Valen ends up using it to push them back. Buys a bit of time. The players are low on the side of 100 Thieves, but maybe they can still convert the bonus. Asuna whips out the pistol, his teammates covering him. Will straight from the side. He's going to exchange the weaponry. Ducking into the corner, begging for his life. Only 2 players remaining with the spike down. The Guard realize we have to give this up and save the guns.
Actual pick. I was expecting a split or a breeze coming through here.
Oh, the stun is caught. How does Valen get that one? They're going to suspect the player coming up the ropes. It's vital that the Guard keep these weapons. Like fundamentals, the fundies, as they're known. You know, just carrying them through 100 Thieves every now and then. Putting out the gun duels. And they're going to start to contact up through into the tunnel system. And while all this is going on as well, a bit of poking and prodding happening elsewhere on the map. You can see a bit of aggression from Sire player up in dish as he is just waiting. But there's 100 Thieves lurking now, and they're leaning with the spike over towards the B side.
Jonah P is covering this angle, and he's a good opper. I don't think I've ever watched a match of him actually playing Raze, and certainly not Raze with a Marshal. Here he comes under a ton of pressure, and they're just going to have to play retake. Both of these Vandals were exploring holes throughout this round, so it's another Guard eco where they make a bit of a gamble, try and predict which site 100 Thieves are going to, and end up being incorrect.
Straight up 5v5. As you mentioned, the 2 rifle players just kind of meandering around on the side of the Guard. They are going to be able to take this with a bit of a chance. Dropping down at utility. You can see the orb just blocking the line of sight angle, but bang, okay.
Oh,
I mean, that is...
Oh, no.
It's cheeky. Some call cringe, but there's the ult as well. Just lays it on top of the orbital strike. The satchel is pushing all of them this way, that way. Too much utility just to try and push them back. The guard solo now. Just trying to push through, but no, not enough. Once more, another round for them.
Unfortunately, I mean, it looks a bit like a bridge crunch here from the guard, but they're not going to play it too aggressively.
Exactly.
And essentially, 100 Thieves are on the other side of the map again. Sia now looking towards tree, though.
Arming up the orbs. The smoke in play, though. This is 100 Thieves actually smoking off main, waiting inside of it, and they're going to pop through now. We have a lot of other utilities. Side play, watching the angle, did not know that the player was just contacting and walking through to one side of it.
How incredibly close is that angle, though, for Sia to try and play?
That's crazy.
On the very edge, pushing Chamber to the limits, but just couldn't get out there. Ultimates are still decent, though, for the guard in terms of retake ability. They've got the breach ult, but all of them coming from defender's spawn.
Yeah.
I mean, just the post-spawn positioning here is fantastic for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, the reposition by Derek through main as well. He's able to hold that one down. Rolling Thunder from the guard. They anticipate maybe there are players on the site, but it's just, I mean, just wandering straight into it, man. Asuna laying down the nade. Paint Shell's doing so much work. In fact, he earned another one off the back of it, so why not?
So far, the decision-making, it feels like he's new to Chamber.
Yeah, definitely a role that, I mean, this is the first time we've seen it in VCT. The flash, he's off the angle. Still has the ult line. You can see the jump peak. Oh, my goodness. Will alternating as well, the way he peaks that, just to make sure that he doesn't get pre-fired. Keeping Sia on his toes, but Asuna, well, worked his way through. There's the showstopper, and a player has fallen right underneath him. Sia player rendezvoused back to safety, thought that sand was clear, was not anticipating. So to become flying through, and only the sheriffs in hand. The guard would love to take some guns away.
Sure, but at this point, the 100 Thieves economy is flowing anyway. Yeah. It's the guard. What are you really doing here? It's
play for exits.
It's just playing for exits. You don't even have great exits to work with, and Bang comes around through the door, cleans them up, and that's going to be Asuna with a jump peek as well. Here, where they're going to Viper's Pit over towards Arcade. They have an operator looking down towards Halls in the hands of Sia player, who is again going to be the first player taking contact.
Fast. 100 Thieves are not messing around at all. Now, showstopper being used in response. Jonah P right up the top. He finds it. Connects onto Asuna, but instantly the trade is dead. Derek working his way through. Sia player holds down the angle, but 100 Thieves, these guys are relentless.
Powering forwards, they get the res online as well. And
goodness.
Stella spamming into that smoke goes 1 for 1.
Yeah, I'm just straight up, just spamming straight through.
And look at Net's positioning. I mean, he's still inside his Viper's Pit.
Yeah, he's running back now, but
This would be a really difficult 2v3. If Valen gets a pick here, he would have the Brim ult online. Potential for a game-changing play.
yeah, little peek from Asuna. Quick little shot, enough that Bull gets given the perfect opportunity to just backstab. Valen's like, I mean, $700, man, you just got to save, right?
Yeah.
Infinite KD.
Bit of a fault line off the rip here. This is another gamble stack, but this time it looks like it might pay off for the guard.
Yeah. They don't have good guns, but why not matter still? Yeah, you can see the rifle in play. Valen, let's go down. Looks like they want to try and burst potentially through sand. Bit of pre-firing once more going through.
They know there's a stack here, but they're choosing to brute force it.
I mean, they need to be very concerned. Still, are these players just right around the corner? It feels like 100 Thieves. I mean, taking no liberties, are just swinging straight through, finding the pick-off. Sia player still.
One enemy
More players left standing, but now it's just up to Jonah with only the Spectre. 1v2. Tries to isolate that one. Oh my goodness, a better gun. Would have seen a potentially different result, but now
100 Thieves in dividends right now. They have put the time and the work into Fracture. Will with another opener.
Oh, it's a bit of a struggle though. He's not able to get out of that one. The aftershock forces Stella out into the open.
Look how deep Asuna has got off the back of a breach ult that went into sand.
All the way into spawn, but I think they've heard it. Yeah, that was an audible. It was called. He was able to cover for it in the end. The guard need to stop the bleeding somehow in terms of this. Need to get around on the board. Valen holding. Spawn is always going to wait for the tap. Pings. They're aware of the ultimate, it seems. 100 Thieves. Yeah, they're just planning off to the side because they know that they're going to be using the ult in that situation in the corner.
He mishears where that plant is going down, though. Thinks it's tucked into close left. Should have been able to deny the ult there, but just didn't have the right information. Still 4v3, and Sire player sneaking around in this location gives them a very different look on the retake.
And the lurk comes up big. It's the one, the fault line off to the side. He does whiff the shot. Bit of a second guess, sticking it. Some players are running so low there. The molly in play. Now, utility sent out Derek, 1v2. Capable of winning these ones, we've seen it. It is planted for him, but no, Trent, known for his clutches. Stage 1 of VCT.
Towards Arcade. As Sire player looks down this lane, which he has, or attempts to, got a smoke in his face.
And these deep smokes are so awkward if you're holding that up angle.
They really are.
He's already been called out once in this.
There are so many ways that a player can go through a smoke that's out in the open like that. You can swing straight through the middle, left, right. It makes it very difficult to have good crosshair placement. But that's a great read from Jonah P.
Yeah, pretty heads up. Not sure whether he heard a footstep and just knew that they were going to be looking around the tunnel area. But he is a little bit out in the open. He's isolated and, yeah, and capitalizes.
So alone there. Didn't escape after getting that first play. Trent still has an ult that you could potentially use to deny the spike plan if they want to hard commit to this. Sire is not with them, though.
There's still a lot of time, 50 seconds. That is a tap just to try and bait out these ultimates, the big ultimates. You can see the positioning of the players of 100 Thieves. Still holding it. Rolling Thunder now going to be committed, but Asuna holding close to that generator. Is he stunned there in the corner? I don't believe so. And this guy, well, he's just going to rip and tear through them. Still, though, the trades, the swings. Sire player. That's that tour de force online. The players are weak, and yeah, he knows exactly, kind of, as you were saying earlier, the ultimates in play and planning the game plans around it. What might come around?
Faultline just gets them some information there. That's the guard. They see the boombot. They know that there was an attempt to take dish control. That indicates that there's probably going to be an A-split happening. So these defensive players from the guard are now going to clear out halls. Looking to see if they can catch Will or Derek. Flash comes through, but and flash positioning from Derek, but Will gets tapped.
That's quite nice for him. Still Derek. Gets two. Quick little aim resets. Not good for him. That showstopper. What a response. Asuna just does not let Trent get away with that one. Quick reclear. They're able to reclaim it and the resurrect online.
Look how fantastic their on-the-fly calls are from 100 Thieves. And that swing from Stella as well.
No hesitation.
Just pulls Valen down into a 1v4 that looks essentially unwinnable. That will help, though. Taking out Derek, who was such a nightmare for them in A-halls playing that anti-flash location before. But they know where he is now. And this entire round has been based on that info.
You can see the hesitation. He almost wanted to double back there a little bit, potentially to save coming into the final round of the half. But he realizes they need every single round they can get. Has to go for this. But positioning of 100 Thieves is so safe. They're not giving them anything. They're just making sure that as soon as contact plays of one of the players, Asuna's capable of swinging.
Yeah, they have Asuna and Stella able to swing.
Contact, and I mean, if Bang doesn't win that, Asuna's going to win it.
Theme of their eco round.
Yeah, and again, that committal. The fault line.
Stun, smoke, Jonah P gets his orb. They can see that on the minimap, by the way, who is playing there, because they see Jonah P, his ult comes online.
Smoke's down.
So that's going to mean an A hit comes through.
Yeah, tons of utility. Rolling Thunder pushes through. That's all the way as well, so no players are going to be able to contest this one. They even walled them off just for good measure.
What a gorgeous use, actually, of Derek's ultimate. It doesn't really help them get any kills, but it helps them get a free spike plant down. And that was the thing that was going wrong with a couple of these 100 Thieves rounds. Now Jonah P responds. Showstopper out. Can he get anything from it?
Yep. The corner, Derek, no way to escape from that one. And now the players are coming. They're swarming in, but the orbital strike once more splits up halls into two. I can't believe it, just pushing straight through it, trying to find the favorable angles. Asuna, he just grabs the fourth. His team will feel good enough to give him the ace, but no, Stella denies that still.
What they're up to on the pistol round here, the guard are going to try and set the tempo with a raise nade that comes over the top. Pushing anybody out from holding that close angle.
Yeah.
That means they don't have that same utility to clear tower, though. And that is currently where Will's residing, doing his best Laz impression with a shorty.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've seen this one before.
I've seen this in my nightmares.
Gonna pull this one out, but has to try and hold it down. He swapped out the weaponry. No, that's just Bang with the classic. He's always been there.
Take tower from us if you can.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you need that weaponry or the utility at least. They need something to clear through, because trying to swing through with the bodies, it's just not enough.
It really isn't.
He's left alone. He's got a frenzy. He's get the one, and he is healthy. Still holding close here. The fault line pushing him forwards, swinging through. That's a ton of damage, and yeah, well enough to survive.
North American Valorant Stage 1 last time around.
Number 1 seed coming into Reykjavik.
Number 1 seed coming into Reykjavik. And obviously, the desk have talked about how that was a bit of a disappointing performance, but this is 100 Thieves in their honeymoon period now. The roles are flipped.
Yep. Relatively young roster, all things considered, but built with purpose, and you can just feel the drive, I think. Each of these members, they want that success, but
Great shot from side player. That gets them into this round. They're
trying to stop
invested.
it. They are now the swings, the weaponry, and it's online.
If the Guard have any road back into this map, it would be starting here. Stella and Bang, with only Spectres to their name, stunned up.
Trade, Bang swings. Side player was weak. A little bit of bait there as the spike was tapped. Seeing if they can get a player moving. Bang to see if he can isolate it, but no, he's just repositioning now up to ropes. Does not look winnable for him.
Worth going for this, though.
Take a miracle.
1v3, I mean, your economy is essentially going to reset after this round anyway.
Sure.
Don't particularly want to be saving it, and Bang.
No way. Oh my goodness.
But certainly not an auspicious beginning to the Guards VCT Stage 2.
Nade is used. Jonah wants to just try and work his way. You can see Aftershock as well to clear through Nest, so nobody was holding close, and they don't have control of it, but the players have repositioned. The Thieves, they're working with the pistols, of course, so see if they can catch a cheeky kill from a player pushing to their positions. Working their way up, making any noise on the ropes. Angle being held up.
Oh, there's Boombot.
Oh yeah.
Too late.
See you later.
Unfortunate for Stella. Unlucky. The Guard don't look like they're going to be losing anybody this round.
One enemy remaining.
Pretty heavily in control, going to keep a lot of good weaponry heading forward. Asna, who's playing on that arcade. Sorry, towards Jonah P.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a bit of a punish for the Guard. They've been heavily playing towards arcade with the nade to take control of that area, but it's a pivot. They respond in kind. They're going to be taking Dish, clearing that trademark as well. Will is in a interesting angle here. The fault line next across, but it did not actually catch onto him. Let's see if he can reset. The aim just drops off behind it. Asna follows up. The nade at least doing enough damage as well to clean them through, and kills as well followed through. Trademark gets the knowledge there that somebody was spotted. Net lurks through, and this is incredible patience. Just holding, waiting. I mean, it's always risky when players do just hold out like that, but just trying to buy this time. Now Sire plays left alone, the 1v2.
And he wasn't able to accomplish much with this operator.
I didn't even realize the Spike's position.
The Spike's position is so brutal.
Yeah, that's atrocious. I don't know how you even win this.
I mean, you can get it back. As long as
just
you
kill both of them. Yeah, just kill both of them.
Yeah. In order to get that, you have to expose yourself to so many angles, but he is actually being given an opportunity here.
It's super safe.
I have the spike.
I didn't think he'd even have to jump up there to get her. I thought it was possible he might just be able to hop himself up.
And they were ready and waiting. Didn't even notice the orbital strike was ready for him, but yeah, I mean, that's an easy cleanup, and unfortunately, that one round that was a buffer for the Guard, not available anymore.
No. And the Guard invested into that round as well with the op. An op that got nothing done because the Guard's strategy was to do a quick hit, you know, face.
Slow and steady for the Guard, just holding down Dish, making sure that they can take control of it.
Toxin screen down.
And side play is so passive as well, just holding at the very bottom side of the map. Right?
Yeah.
Spawn starting area.
And unfortunately, this has just given 100 Thieves the complete knowledge that Halls is free. They just used Will's tour de force to lock down the angle, farmed an orb from Derek, and here comes the exec.
The Guard are in here. Showstopper. I mean, he's just holding it. There's still this angle. I mean, the patience is being displayed. They don't want to peek into this one. And nothing's really gained, but the rendezvous is destroyed. to put pressure onto Will, and yet the timing is unfortunate for him. Sireplay is able to connect onto that one. Player holding the utility, but Asuna responds in kind. 2 kills with a showstopper. Stella's there on top of it. The nade. Net in trouble eating that damage. 2 players alive. 100 Thieves on the verge of taking this first map Messiah player. Oh my goodness! Rattling off the shots, and he finds it in the end.
The majority of that round. For him to then come into the late round clutch, a very different look for Saya. But making it work there in round 17.
A familiar approach for the guard. Nade being utilized, just trying to control that arcade. They are concerned though. You can see Jonah P, instead of actually just working his way and trying to grab the orb like he's been doing, he was a bit more cautious. He's playing inside tunnel. They've made enough noise that 100 Thieves on the weaker buy are just taking the gamble now. You can see the players are all trending towards that B area. Are they going to walk this spike right into them? Into the gamble stack?
Looks like it.
To the judge in there?
They have good ultimates here, but these are the kind of rounds where you don't want to particularly invest them. Trent, Valen, they're going to want to hold these for a really important gun round later on. And that's why these comebacks... Oh, no, there it goes. Breachel actually committed.
Actually going to be using it there. Respect being shown. Every round matters, but the judge in close quarters, that's where it excels. Still, it's going to be just giving and hopping right into the Molotov, but running and gunning with the frenzy. Asuna, he bites back. Jonah trying to play inside of it, but they've given him the rifle, and now Peter's going to start to do a bit of work. Still, his teammates backing him up as well. Moments away from claiming this round and claiming this map. The res for them. Maybe I spoke too soon, sire! 3 kills, but the time is so low. 3 HP. Has to get a plan. He whiffed it. Picked up the gun. Not enough time. He tried to interact with the spike. And Thrifty win for 100 Thieves. I don't believe what I've just seen, man.
But the pressure is now on for the guard, because both of these teams are hunting for a spot into the next Masters tournament. They really are. And these kind of wins, they don't come easy.
Yeah.
The guard arguably favored on our final 2 maps in this pool, but they're going to have to pull out a great performance on Bind. 100 Thieves, we've already seen what they're capable of kind of adding to their game, and here's another one of those. I mean, Derek putting down this wall that was pretty common when teams would play this comp over in EMEA. Very difficult to break on the pistol rounds, locks off one of the extremities. As Asuna goes and hunts for some more information towards showers.
All about holding down the sides of the map, just making sure that you maintain control of it. See Asuna. Used the flash prior, a little bit earlier. It's just regenerated, so he's going to have that. Just to use potentially to get some information, but with 50 seconds left now, you see the Trailblazer being used. All that Viper utility coming up, along with the Stim Beacon. It's going to be a fast approach by the guard, but they've got to try and clear out showers, and it is going to be that pinch coming through. Still, Asuna gets one. A bit of trouble, but now look at it. The response is immediately there. 100 Thieves come swinging through. Stella, he's picked up 3.
30 seconds left.
And Nets alone, 1v3. Has to pull up and put up some huge numbers. Pulling out a utility, not enough.
How unusual is that pistol to go down short, specifically to pinch a showers player? Not really seen teams go for that. But 100 Thieves just read it on the fly.
All the players trying to hold control of this one, and yeah, they did end up reading it. They have a utility to just toss out there, and yeah, okay, there's one. Player just caught off into the corner. Jonah is hoping that he might be able to get cheeky pick off holding that angle. Sire player, but okay. Look at the wrist, he's still alive though. Back towards the teleporter just in case he needs to escape, but decides to commit to the fight anyway. Got a pretty strong grasp on the direction of this round.
They don't want to go within pistol range though. Bang's picking up plays on the other side of the map too. And this one looks wrapped up. They're going to attempt to go for some kind of double swing. Might be able to pick off Will. He backs up, allows Asuna to run the line.
And getting crushed.
And there's no chance. That's another fun game in Flawless. We've seen a ton of these in the series so far. Now this is the round where you have to dodge a dangerous strategy that 100 Thieves might throw at you. Already a timeout?
A very early timeout. No, I shouldn't.
Because they demonstrated so much good fundamental stuff. We just have yet to see it in this match so far. So,
We know they're capable of it.
timeout called. Anything specific? Not particularly. Raise utility used over towards B long. That in itself a little unusual. Normally Boombot allocated towards kind of hookah and that being the Raze's job.
Yeah.
But they're going to do the same kind of thing where they threaten towards B long, and this is pretty similar to the pistol. Grouping up short again.
Crossfire set up into short. With the Spectres in close quarters, I mean, almost favored when it comes to this one, but the Trailblazer spots it right round the side. Jonah P. Yeah, nice little satchel to disengage away from that one. No bangs there. Spamming him through, and
One enemy
slower
remaining.
round from the guard pays off big time for them. Haven't lost the rifle yet.
Yeah, definitely. Really good break of that defensive crossfire that 100 Thieves has set up. Stella now left alone. A couple of kills, or even one kill actually here, would still be useful. Ult online, round 4. Take a couple of weapons away from guard. Anything he's able to do brings value to 100 Thieves heading forwards. But the guard had a really good control in how they broke that short setup. Stellar.
And it's worth reminding, this is the guard's map pick. He's been going for this wall here as well, just to make sure that they can't lurk their way through into showers. It's difficult to try and break that one.
And he's been changing it up too. They've got a bit of variation in terms of their defensive looks.
Oh, right. I mean, to the side of the TP, but trade is there. We get one pushing straight through into the Viper's orb. And he does get Will, but again, you see Derek trading it, and now he's just encroached himself here into the Showers position. If they want to try and commit to this A side, they're going to have to try and clear him out. They use the molly to just push him back so he can't swing and deny this plant.
Yeah, that's a lovely play. Stella, Asuna, one away from their ults, weren't able to acquire that B orb at any point during the round. I was wondering whether Asuna would go for it. Would have been a fantastic tool to have here. The dogs collide, taking chunks out of each other.
Yeah, and it's a little bit concerning, honestly. Valen in that pocket is pretty vulnerable. Trent doesn't quite catch a shot, but now the players, the 100 Thieves, swarming out onto it. They don't recognize that he's there. Still, trade once more. Stella finds it. Flash pushes them away. It was a tap, though. That's going to force them to try and swing through the guard. They don't know if they're sticking this one. And Asuna holding it. The aim, it's clean. 2 for him. Stella had complete trust. He was able to hold it. A couple of guns online. And the tour de force, of course.
Stella's going to pop his Viper's Pit down B long here. This now poses a question to the guard. They've been liking throwing a bit of utility down B long, but they haven't at any point actually explored that area of the map. Did they choose to flush it out? Trent still with the Trailblazer that they could use. Jonah P hasn't used his Boombot off the rip either. Though will invest it now.
Yeah. Just to make sure they can clear through into hookah. And they're playing this with so many players. A lot of bodies trying to push through.
This would be a great round for Jonah P to have his ult, do some kind of double blast pack play out through hookah, but they just don't have it. And the Trailblazer actually from Asuna has cleared out the Viper's Pit, so Stella now has a bit more confidence that he's not being currently contested. Allows Asuna to drop into back sight.
50 seconds left. Seeker's going to be used. I mean, say 100 Thieves as well. The smokes, the ultimate's been popped off. They do get good info. And they're just delaying this now. Bleeding down the time.
It's pulled bang over to B. So the spike is now going A. The guard reading this defensive rotation, and they want to get in. This one's going to be on Derek, Will's shoulders to hold this off.
Gonna try and anchor it. It's the res. Quick bit of spam there. Derek only working with the Spectre, but Will is slight off angle. That's going to be the kill found. Swinging right round the side. Derek not able to deny the plant. So it's up to Bang and Stella. They're going to be deciding, do you want to commit into this one? Well, the pick on the side player. Oh, to the back of the side. Bang gets net.
There is no way.
What?
And Bang stunned up with the Trailblazer has brought this into a 2v3. Winnable and the headshot onto Jonah P.
Yeah, pretty aware. Through the teleporter. Hugging to one side of it. They need to keep these guns.
And no attempt to show themselves. And the guard are just looking for a push. Expecting something a little aggressive. Flash into Fountain. Doesn't see these players.
Yeah, there was no sound cue. They're pushing up now. The 100 Thieves, obviously when they're on the half buy, they can take more risks like this. They can see if they can hunt for opportunities.
These kind of pushes not particularly great against the guards comp, with Sire player now moving over to Chamber and you know, them abandoning their previous comp where Sire would play Raze. They had nothing guarding the flank. Look at that, the trademark that is in market now knows at least one player is behind.
I mean, Molly as well, just the nice and being able to get this plan down. A bit of speed now. Jiggle peek round the side. And now the nade as well. Nobody's going to be able to play close into this one, but they are taking a ton of damage. Again, they don't have the weapons. Push through the smoke. Pressure from every single angle. Ultimate's being forced and pulled out of the guard to try and at least... I mean, it feels like they're being pressured. It feels like they need to use these ultimates, but the showstopper. Okay. See if he can do a bit of damage.
He was playing very passive setups at the beginning of their rounds on Fracture, and once more he's doing the same kind of thing. Holding Fountain, looking for a push as Trent works on this side of the map.
100 Thieves coming in that boom bot just to see if there was a player close. He's going to spot him. So information gained that there is at least one player there in the Fountain area.
And now that they're fairly confident 100 Thieves are not pushing, at about the minute mark here, you'd expect the guard to be grouping up and trying to take an area of the map.
Yeah.
If they can get into a post-plant position, Net's ultimate would seriously reward them. That's another piece of information utility that 100 Thieves use to recognize there's still players by Fountain. And the guard, Valen calling them to regroup for a short push, knowing that there would be 3 players still committed to B off the back of that dog being broken.
Yeah, 40 seconds remaining. Here comes the committal anytime now. While all this is going on, the side play, I mean, he finds the perfect shot, a quick flick round, but he does not connect it. Instead it's going to be Asuna. Headshot in play. Is there anything to deny this? Yes, the orbital strike. They actually can't plant this. They have to back away to guard. Time is running low here.
And Jonah P's been able to keep this Lamps control, even as the Brim ult came through as well.
So 14 seconds if they need to get the spike down, Josh.
Yeah, the Brim ult, the Brim molly, everything.
I mean, a quick little tap of it. They're just spamming straight through it. They're finding all the pickoffs. No time. Spike hitting the floor. Just up to Jonah P, but
Down for free. Then the deny the spike plant game became very dangerous.
yeah.
And both teams on attack suffered for it. Guard once again putting a little bit of early pressure towards B long. Trailblazer goes up, Sire player getting posted off the back of that.
More aggressive in the prior rounds because we're only in the first 20 seconds, but the flash, okay, TP pushing away. Players, the guard, they can't really post up onto it. In fact, they committed a ton towards that one. You saw the nade and the slow orb.
This entire time as well, Hookah has just been walled off, which allows 100 Thieves to commit all of their resources towards long. When this wall breaks, suddenly it's a different story. They replace it with the smoke.
Yeah.
Jonah P, though, is saving the boombot. He's really not using them at the beginning of the round. And that means he still has that to be able to entry into Hookah, even as the time ticks down to 40 seconds.
Oh, they've got the Seekers. I think that's what they were potentially waiting for. And the boombot. Commit. Both of it just to try and push through now. That will be the nade to the backside. The orbital strike off into the elbow there. Slow to a crawl, and the damage certainly done here for the guard. Setups in play. Preparation, you're done.
Yeah. A very deadly area of the map, and both of these Brims finding great value out of their ultimates to make round-winning plays.
Yeah, taking time out of the cast.
And they're playing the info game really nicely too. They're always finding a good entry into the sites based off what 100 Thieves know and where the defenders are.
And the tail of this map has been so slow and purposeful.
I think at some point here, the guard could try throwing in a crazy fast round, and it might end up catching 100 Thieves off. Because the pace, like you said, Brent, has been very slow. Trading out these informational abilities to try and get a figure out of where the attackers are going to be playing.
Yeah.
Spike moves up B long as the boombot comes in through Hookah here. Still 3 players on A, but that's about to be adjusted.
And Molly's used to push them away, so they actually can't push through with the boombot and get that information, but they also use the Trailblazer. Bang! Close into the corner. Is this going to be the hit coming through? The slow orb on top of it? The flash?
It's such a nasty spot that Bang is playing. He can play anti-flash here and still play off the other people on his team.
And he's about to do some serious work. Trent's able to just return the fire. Will answering back once more. The ultimate popped off. The players still working their way in. Sire player just about salvages that one.
30 seconds
I was in
left.
trouble for Jonah. He wasn't able to convert that kill. Luckily, the teammate's there. Now, 2v2.
Really excellent trading from both of the teams in this position. Asuna comes out
just
onto the
peeking.
angle. Did Jonah P see him? He's holding it now.
Asuna doesn't want to overpeak. Now they hear that plant sound.
Asuna should not be going for this because Stella is setting up on a long flank around to B long. At this point, Asuna just wants to make noise, distract, allow Stella to get in without attention being on him.
Yep. And work his way in. Both of these guard players, side player and Jonah P. Holding. That is a beautiful molly, though, swinging through. Just gets the pick immediately. Now down to side player, but that was a dink as well. He's done all the work. Solo side player, 10 HP. Pre-firing towards the top. He anticipates that the player's going to be trying to wrap around, but he gambles incorrectly. Stella just waiting to the one side of the tube, but he's able to get that one. But honestly, damage done from side player.
A reminder that this guy's IGLing and he's 13-2 right now for 100 Thieves. A talent very few other people were looking at, but 100 Thieves decided to go and pick up. Put a lot of faith and trust in this guy, and he's been calling a sublime game today.
With all that damage, the kills that he's been racking up, another Viper's Pit earned. They've just locked down that long side, B long, all the way deep.
And the guard take a bit of short presence. Set up Saya. They're looking for somebody to swing, break the dog. See if Saya can pick him off.
It's good information that there's two players leaning that way, but bang, slight off angle. Holding, pop flash for the smoke by Trent. He's setting up for it. He's holding it.
It looks like they might wait until the Viper wall goes down. Could be the timing they're looking for.
A minute now, and there we go. Flashes, but a quick turn. Will. The reaction times are there. Again, though, trade. Trade away. Valen's able to secure that one.
And look at this.
The movement. Oh, side player's just watching it. Anticipating that they could be just trying to lurk through.
Meanwhile, the fight in showers does not go the way of Asuna either. Like I said earlier, when 100 Thieves are trying to defend, they're attempting to hold onto showers even though they've lost short control. And the guard picked it up. They were ready for it. Net coming around the back. And it's left Stella and Derek. In a 2v2, can Derek get any kind of res off here?
Guys, got the ultimate.
He knows that Showers is compromised. He wants to clear it out early, and he's gonna go for it. 3v3.
Yep, just peeks it. While all this is going on, Stella as well, he takes that Lamb's control, but the Seekers, Asuna just swings through.
The Seekers took the shot.
Yeah, they did take the shot. Asuna's able to just secure that one, but they have combined that utility right now to guard. They've got a lot to just try and stall this one out.
No way!
The players go down, and they immediately jump onto this ridiculous retake. Does he have time? No way! Out. Yeah.
Final 2 rounds of this half. 100 Thieves trying something new again. A boost up on top of the wall is there. You've got a bad economy. But Bang has a Spectre at least. If he gets a kill off this cheeky position, would have the orbital strike too. And 100 Thieves on the eco round again. Take risks. They're pushing out showers as the guard take B long. They haven't really gone for any full B long pushes. This is looking super different.
Is Derek going to be able to spot them here? Ah, he does. Doesn't have weaponry though, still. Doesn't matter, the nade. Quick little rebound off to the side. Derek hops up onto the high ground. He avoids most of the damage.
He's got the heal as well, but I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to retrieve this Spectre. Oh, he does. Doesn't look like it's going to make a difference, though. Trent sneaks into the smoke, able to pick up another one, and the guard firmly putting this round away. Huge economical advantage. It's all left in the hands of Stella again. But I don't think there's anything that he can particularly do this time. It would be a nice opportunity to just save the Phantom.
He's singing the praises of 100 Thieves, I think. You know, mainly from the perspective.
Make sure he's the one that's getting that representation in Copenhagen.
Look for nothing more. And look at all of this just being dumped straight into spam on top of it. But the angle! What is that? Will, you can't do that to them. Spike dropped down. A showstopper just used this reflex. Reactive pre-fire right around the corner. Doesn't do enough damage to collect the kill, but he has just... I mean, surely he's done enough. Surely he's done enough.
Saw a 2v4-1 in previous map. The other way around, of course, but... God, not having the spike at the moment. That also being dropped just to the outside of showers. It's pretty devastating. Sire player had a moment.
What an intelligent reposition from Will as well. When all of that is being chucked into showers control from the guard. The orbital strike, the nade, everything. Pushes up into that slight angle. And obviously a little bit of luck involved, you know. Just holding down mouse one. But...
One enemy remaining.
And this would be a pretty monumental recovery. if Saya was able to do anything here. He had an absurd 1v3, but that was with the spike down. Almost gave us a 1v4.
35 seconds.
30
seconds
seconds
left.
But this is way too much. He actually gets one, breaks the trade that was coming through, gets another, but can't get past Bang. Moving him into that position. And he is going to be playing B. Without
somebody
too much
overlaps with
assistance. No, there's a 3-person push on Showers here. 1 lamps. It is all down to Saya player on B.
Going for the retake on the pistol, but this push coming through, I mean...
So unusual.
All the way. Yeah, I mean, this is something unusual, a bit quirky. It's been cooked up for sure, but now the TP. Side play goes down on B. Trying to punish this one straight through the teleporter. Bang! I mean, he's just hugging the back wall. He's happy. The guard player is just walking right into his line of sight.
That's flashy, that's creative, that's mad. Just both teams' pistol round strats ended up colliding in such an absurd manner.
Yeah.
I love the guards' initiative to push out through Showers, but 100 Thieves themselves had a strat where they were planning to, make it seem like a short push, take the teleporter. Can Trent do anything about this? Can he recover the round?
The teammate at his back here. Net. Flash though is perfect. Both the players are so weak. Net forced to run forwards. Tries to hit the shots, but no.
Something like that. They were actually running from Showers down back short.
Yeah.
The guard are going to go for something similar again.
4 players blinded up. Hello, Peter. Would you like some ult points?
Yeah. Would you like to get your Seekers online?
Yeah. In the 3rd round of the 2nd half.
Currently, the question that the guard are asking.
Quick little fight through. Obviously, just going to be running over these players now. Only the pistols available for guard. Spamming through the smokes as well. Just going to make sure that everything is cleared.
Remaining.
Bit of a pre-fire around the corner too. This is looking like an easy cleanup.
Not letting anything slip. There's some teams, they're playing against the Eco or not necessarily.
Team that won VCT Stage 1 in North America.
Here we go. Guard with the weapons, but those Seekers that were built up a little bit earlier. Side player still on a slight angle. He's respecting it though. Teleports used. Nathan to the back. Valorant is in trouble, and that is the plays being made. Flash as well is good. Quick little swing from the side on top of the box. Stella. Just resetting for it.
Very nicely done. And the guard were under a lot of utility pressure. Flash, the peaks, playing off each other's utility beautifully. And it's another 2v4. That's got better weaponry, but this would be a dreadful bonus round to lose away. Brimstone Smoke, the molly keeps out Trent.
Yeah,
what can they do?
Weak. Ned is also weak. Being healed up though. They back away for it. They're just going to keep the guns.
Yeah. Over at B long, that was the lane that Sai was trying to lock down. He's currently top fragging easily for the guard.
Against the guard, the former #1 seed in stage 1 would be...
Hell of a beginning.
Yeah, great start.
Jonah P, nice little beginning there.
He's being pressured though as well. Another player just following up. Will to be careful. To the sides. Sire player stayed for but a moment, and as Jonah P just tries to as well work his way on top of the truck.
And just a bit too slow.
Showers pressure, yeah.
Slow from both of those players. To find an opportunity to get a shot and then reposition, he needed to be a little faster on it than that. The guard still have these 2 phantoms. Well, but as Fallon falls, it's another 2v4.
Flash around the side. Derek, he's just holding it down. I mean, it's
has a little bit. But they're going to be hungry, and for the guard, it is always more difficult to stay on top than it is to get to the top. That's the challenge for them in stage 2. Can they maintain that insane form that they had?
Can they battle back in this map right now? Because 100 Thieves pushing their way forwards, 10-6.
This is a massive round. I mean, the guard need this one.
So important.
If the pace slows down, Trent has Seekers to work with. Currently just jiggle peeking B long, looking for information.
Yeah,
a lot of Viper utility.
I think the mid-round is good deterrence as well. Can push away a lot of the timings with the smokes dropped. There they go. Ult comes out.
But where's the rotate? There's been so much hookah pressure, and there's still on the flash players.
So Aston just pop flashes himself in. The double satchel. Willis reset his aim instantly. Zips across the site.
Poison's off.
And a head is found.
Clean. Clinical. But I definitely think the guard are starting to starting to slip up. There was so much pressure, so much noise being made outside hookah there, and none of the A players wanted to break off. It's the right call, but at some point you need to win the rounds. And the guard are struggling with that.
Taking a gun's being hunted down.
Down, a little shaky. What have the guard got down short here?
Teams looking like they might be about to clash here. Contacting, walking through short, holding the crossfires for each other. The guard might be about to take contact into Stella. He's just market lurking through. There's a lot of positioning gained, and Showers, I mean, it's just been completely taken. The wall across, it's going to be the free plant. You left him with the guard in this retake scenario. With the spike down. Alan, not anticipating it.
You will not
expecting
kill
it.
my allies.
It's extremely good discipline so far from Stella, but he's getting pinched from behind at the same time. Net, with a bit of patience, seeing if he can get a couple, but he's only got a Spectre, and he actually puts himself in a position to get traded.
Yeah, he just opens himself up to the wider angle. Showstopper sent straight through. Trent is down. Orbital strike. Just colliding with the area to spike. No one's going to be able to touch that one. Jonah P unable to try and do too much.
It could. I mean, there's just no time.
There's no time, man.
If he had any semblance of time against teams on Vine that don't play Chamber, and the guard are trying to push into their faces and not really going for the fast wraparound based on information, they're just straight off the bat going for the push. I think that's a little bit of a miss that might be tripping them up. Sire player, don't worry about the bookie. He actually does have the tour de force here.
So the Trailblazer, that's a stun. Into the one player.
And they very quickly take Shower's control.
Seekers.
The Seekers would be a phenomenal tool for flushing out this Viper's pit. But the mind games start to come into effect here. The guard are going to reinforce the Viper's pit. They need extra players in there. So would this be a good time to hit B? No, they decided to commit out Showers.
I mean, they have ultimates. The guard, that is, if they want to try and at least contend with this one, but Net goes down straight away. No more Viper's pit for them. Showstopper just straight into the wall, not maybe expecting that one. Side play though, he's wrapped around. Slowfield going to be brought down. It's going to crawl through the Showers area. Still the back of the site contested. Now the 2v2. They know the player is there. Stunned up, Stella backs away, drops down the snakebite as well, and now working together to try and push through, but again, Asuna, he holds down the angle, moments away once more, a flick for him, a quick tap, he needs this win, Sire player, to keep them in the map, goes round the corner, the no-scope is not good, one more shot, can he even do it, but time is being played, and it's good enough for Asuna, it's good enough for 100 Thieves, a 13-6 win on Bind.